Hello YouTube, it is I, Bandedwendy. How are you? It is Tuesday, 3/31/2015, and I'm about 8 days late on my 6-year post-op surgiversary Lapband video. I have so many thoughts and so much to say, and kind of wonder, does it repeat? Is it important? Where do I go? And I just took some time to write down some few things. And I started this whole thing back in March of 2009 with the idea to help myself, to document my journey, just like all those who came before me. And that's what this is about. This is about me documenting my journey. I've been really fortunate and humbled by all my new friends that I have, who've shared so much of my life with me, associated to this, being a Lapband patient, being a weight loss surgery patient. So I wanted to take this time to say thank you. I honestly don't think I would be the Wendy I am today without being Bandedwendy. So you're all a piece of that for me. So thank you very much. So long ago, I was fat, right? And I lost the same 100 pounds 3 times. And by the time I hit my mid-30s, I had fallen smittenly in love with a man who was a gastric bypass patient. And I met him weighing 205 pounds on our first date back in 2007. And I had just lost 64 pounds. My highest weight was 269 that I know of. And over the course of a 1.5 years of knowing him, I learned a lot about gastric bypass and weight loss surgery, and that it wasn't just for the rich and famous or the Hollywood elite anymore. It was for people like me, like him, the average Joe. So in that 1.5 years, he ate like a bariatric patient, and I ate like a gal who used to weigh 269 pounds. And I lost myself in food again. And I never really could put a finger on what my food issues were or what my obesity stemmed from prior to weight loss surgery. When you lose 100 pounds 3 times, you get really good at dieting and you get pretty okay at understanding fitness. But because they were diets and I regained the weight so many times, I really couldn't figure it out. And, I'm known here, I've made videos that I never really thought I was an emotional eater. But the more educated and the more accepting of myself I am, and the more life experiences I have, I think that, and I know that emotions don't have to be sad or bad or ugly or hard. They can be fun and happy and stress-free and carefree. And so put all that into a pot, and I certainly ate for every reason there is, right? There was no limit on what I would eat about or what I would eat for. So at the time in 2009, I didn't feel that I needed to lose 300 pounds, and that is what my boyfriend had done at the time, my husband today. So I felt that was a little extreme for me, and I just got so frustrated with myself that this person who I was not happy. And so I lived in Los Angeles. There were billboards, advertisements on the radio, the TV. December 2008, I just threw up my hands because I had gained 40 pounds in a 1.5 years. And I felt like, honestly, I was going to lose this man in my life because I had lost so many other romantic relationships with men when I had a gain of that 100 pounds. I would meet them at the low end of the loss of the 100, and I would lose them on the high end of the gain. So I didn't want to go through that again. And there's some other stuff, and I've talked about it before, but I did a Google search, Lapband LA, and sent an information meeting request on Christmas Eve 2008. So Christmas is a big memory bank for me, milestone on this journey. And found a doctor, Dr. David Dafdian. I love that man, who not only was a bariatric surgeon, but he was also a Lapband patient. And I owe so much of this journey to him as well. Not only is he a wonderful surgeon, but he is kind-hearted, caring soul. And he gets it because he's a patient, right? So March ended up being a cash pay. I wasn't fat enough with a BMI of 35 to get my insurance to pay for it. So that, was $148 per pound or so, roughly, that I had lost in the end. I think it was a good investment. I think it was probably one of the best investments, top 5 I've ever made in my entire life. And March 23rd, 2009, I had weight loss surgery. So here I am today, 6 years post-op. Highest weight 269, 244.6 day of surgery. Goal was to lose 99 pounds to weigh 145.6. I'm 5'10", I'm 40 years old, and at the time I was a single white female, right? So I just made, I've got 3 pages of notes. I'm already at 6 minutes. But in the last year, right, we're talking about year 5 to year 6, I've moved 2 times, left our loft in downtown Los Angeles and moved to the San Bernardino Mountains. I lived in 3 different places. So after the mountain, then we moved up here to Bremerton, Washington. I lived in 3 different places, actually 4, the loft, the mountain house, a furnished apartment here in Bremerton, and then now the space I'm in now. My lap band, I had taken a CC out back in 2013 prior to my reconstructive surgery, my own choice. And late February, beginning of March of last year, I started refilling that. I wanted to get that CC back. And I had 2 fills, appointments that did that. And I also lost my mother and quit smoking in 2013. And my mother passed away in February of 2014. So last year, I had about 13 pounds of weight that I'd gained. No fitness, no cigarettes, death of my mother, loss of a job, just, recovery from reconstructive surgery. I don't classify that as regain because I think regain is when you stop doing everything because you stop. That wasn't my case. But I did take off that 13 pounds that I gained. Living in the mountain, we were at 6,700 feet. Elevation, me, my body, my lap band, not a good combination. Found out that I actually got 1.25 cc's put back in my band during those 2 fills. So the combination of being overfilled and living in that elevation was not good. So I ended up getting a slight defill with my band. In that process, I got educated about the fact that our stomas, our stomachs, where the band is located, any tissue, it's tissue, over time that tissue is going to expand. And it's really reminded me of the importance of portion control, because I'm in control of what I put into that tissue. Sure, my lap band eliminates hunger for me and allows me to eat a less amount of food because my satiety is hit faster. But if I don't pay attention to those signs and I don't weigh and measure my food, then over time, that stoma, that tiny little stoma, is slowly getting bigger, right? And that can cause all different types of things. You should speak to your surgeon about it. But I learned about that in year 5 to 6. Reconstructive surgery and living at that elevation, the recovery from that reconstructive surgery, I really felt like I was continually fighting to get back to the fitness level that I had pre-reconstructive surgery. It's a long, long road for me from reconstructive surgery. Continuing to live through the grief of losing my mom, my best friend. I still get hit, with sadness and tears, and I miss her. And nobody can replace your mom. you know? I stepped up the process of becoming a certified personal trainer, mostly because of passion and interest. I only ran one, I don't want to use the word only. I ran one official 5K here in Seattle in the year where I was running them monthly for the last 3 or 4 years. So that was different. I continued to expand my food toolbox and trying to get my cookbook published. Now I got 3 cookbook ideas, and being an entrepreneur makes things like making a cookbook a little challenging. And gaining acceptance of my newly enhanced body, right? And I think this is where I'll back up for a second. And, this is me, 6 years post-op, right? I'm wearing today a pair of size 2 jeans, right? My scar line goes down to about here, and just recently I've connected the fact that when you pull skin down and remove skin and pull skin up, your butt's not necessarily in the same place that it was. But I'm really happy with my enhancements. But it's definitely gaining an acceptance of the changes of your body after reconstructive surgery. Things I still do. I still celebrate non-skill victories. I still wear clothes from 4.5 years ago. I still struggle to chew enough and slow down. I still count calories and protein. I still pick good, better, and best foods choices 90% of the time. I'm still working on self-improvement. I'm still positive. I will never weigh 269 pounds again. I still love my Lapband. I still get frustrated eating small amounts of food. I'm still happy that I'm on this journey, and I know that I'm not alone. I still get tight after fitness, and I still have a tight cycle, and that's something I'm trying to document. Definitely is in sync with my female menstrual cycle, but my body gets inflamed, something changes, and I have a cycle of tightness associated on a whole 28-day cycle. One day I'll come back and talk about that. I still live in my lifetime maintenance range. I was 243.7 pounds on Monday. I still weigh in every Monday. It's 314 weeks post-op. I still enjoy and do support others on the journey. I still make videos, and I'm still learning, right? What's ahead? Ooh, you hear me talk about the next. What's ahead? What's the next 6 years gonna look like? I don't know. I didn't know 6 years ago that I'd be here, or here. Life, where do we go? Oh, the places you will go, said Dr. Seuss, So I have repeat. I'm still, certainly running, swimming, P90X, and cycling. I like those fitness activities. Expanding my food toolbox. I like to try something new at least once a week. Deciding what is my next career path and what my hobbies and passions, how that all works together. Moving again, and being happy with myself, owning my choices, and never letting go of progress. I cannot be perfect. I don't try to be perfect, but if I continue to progress in the direction that I choose to go, then I'm going to be happy, and everything in my life kind of falls into the right place. So that's me at 6 years post-op. The day before my surgery, I put a post on Facebook. I'm Wendy Lee Sims Campbell there. I'm maxed out at 5,000 friends, but I have a Bandedwendy & Co. page, so you can type in Bandedwendy & Co. and find me there. But I wrote this, so this is what I'll leave you with. What if it's not about the rate of which you lose the weight? What if it's about new habits and a new way of living each day? What if it's not about how much weight? What if it's about all the unexpected? What if it's not about getting there? What if it's about staying there? What if it's not about how many calories or how many proteins? What if it's about quality, quantity, and mindfulness? What if it's not about this surgery or that surgery? What if it's all about you? What if it's not about the skin or the size you are? What if it's about what you did to get the skin and the size? What if it's not about self-doubt, negative thinking, and always wanting more? What if it's about self-acceptance, forgiveness, and being enough? Signed, a slow loser and a long-time maintainer, Bandedwendy. Thanks, everybody. Onward.